Okay, in the process of trying to figure out what I'm going to be making this week, I looked more into these dovetails, and I think I'm going to make several of these if I can. But the thing I forgot was to grind the base, and then inside the notches it seems like they're ground also. So let me do that on this one. I already signed it, but let me grind this basal edge. Apparently these were early archaic points. Alright, I don't really do many of these. I've been asked to do them before. I just never get around to it, so I'm going to make some this week. I don't think I'm going to grind inside the notch though. And apparently these were heavily ground and they were quite hefty. So this is a little bit thin, I guess, for a dovetail. The next one I'm going to make thicker. Okay. And these are rarely over 4 inches. And there's a lot of fakes out there that are longer than 4 inches. So as long as they stay under 4 inches, are pretty authentic, right? Yeah. See, this one will be a little bit too long, but this could use some trimming down. This one might be good to start with, right? Let's see. Okay. I signed this one too a little bit earlier. All right. Okay, so let's see. Dovetail. Pretty simple preform. Let's see. And a lot of these were resharpened with bevels. Some were serrated with bevel edges. I'm just going to do the primary shape like this, the stage 1, I guess. And then if it breaks or something, then I'll maybe go into a bevel shape. I think I was saving this to do a Texas point. Yeah, probably. Let me see. Let me see if I have some other stuff. Yeah, I got a bunch of small preforms like this size. Let me see. I don't know. I got more of this material. I'm just gonna make it out of this. Okay. Well, let's see. There's some things about the dovetails that are kind of unique to the point, other than the shape, right? There's preliminary thinning flakes for the notching. Intentional large pop-outs prior to notching, which means that everything has to be pretty hefty in order for that to look right. Random flaking pattern on the blade. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Let's see. So these were hefty, I guess, so they could be used as knives. I guess that's the theory. There's a lot of knowledge of these around. I'm just a beginner when it comes to these. I'm not knowledgeable at all, and I don't pretend to know very much about this particular style. I just nap according to the look. I try to understand the look of these things, or any point, and then try to match the look of it. I'll briefly touch on the history if I know any of it, but I don't know much about points outside of Texas, except what I read on the internet and in books and studies. If I have time, I'll look at the literature, archaeological literature. But mostly what I study in the literature is the things like Cody points, those specialized points with specialized flaking and very consistent designs. Why? Because the flaking pattern is not random in some of these specialized designs. And there's actually something there to learn other than the general shape. There's a deeper technique there. Yeah, this is raw stuff. Apparently these were made of raw material, raw stone most of the time. I can't get too thin on these. Alright. But I want to get nice and smooth contours. This one was a little steppy, I think. Or a little wonky. The jeans work better than the warm-ups for holding this steel rod, but I gotta go do laundry. Haven't had a chance yet. Gotta go torture the washing machine and listen to those little chips in the dryer. After doing a lot of napping, there's the inevitable little chips rattling around in the dryer from your pockets. I don't know how the flakes get in your pockets, but they do. All right. I gotta flatten that out. Let me see. Alrighty, here we go. Just trim it up a little bit. No need to try to get it super thin. There is no shortcut, so I can't go too fast. But it's fast in comparison because you don't need to remove all that many flakes. Right, I think you can get by with minimal flake removal on these things. As far as I can tell. Ouch. Ouchie. That's some tough material. Okay. Nothing a little bit of steel can't handle. The sound of a good flake is pretty cool. Alright, let's see if I can strategize this and get a good flake to thin down this tip a little bit more. Get set up. Take a flake across that little bump. You didn't know strategize was a word? Alright. Did it get it? Yepper. Alright. Use the word yupper up here in the Northeast and they don't know what's going on. They start saying things back to you like, okay, you're sure. They don't know what that means. They don't know what yipper means. Okay. All right, so we got it flattened out pretty much. So what's next? I need to trim it, get the edges looking a little bit better. I could do it with pressure. Nah, it's raw stone. This is torture rock for pressure flaking. So use indirect to trim it up to save on the fatigue until you really need to do pressure. Like these notches are going to require some pressure to get them deep enough. I'm going to pace myself and not wear out my pressure arm. So I can do those notches. Although the preliminary thinning flakes are percussion, it would appear it's just visible. Am I breathing hard enough into the microphone? It's still pretty cold. It got cold last night for sure. The car didn't like it, or the van didn't like it. It still doesn't like it. It's not idling very well. I got it idling now so I can heat the space without making a lot of background noise. I got the hatchback slightly open so this the air can circulate a little bit in here. I'm not doing a lot of spalling, so there isn't a lot of dust. If I was doing some large points and spalling and breaking up big nodules, I'd be worried about the dust. If I was doing some really heavy duty production work, I'd be more worried, but this is not too bad. Yeah, no, I need to do these platforms a little bit better. Little bitty percussion flakes. Little bitty. Slower than pressure, but it's a lot less fatiguing. A lot less tiresome, both mentally and physically, I think. Oh yeah, I was going to try to get some of that lump off there. Okay, let's see. I thought I was done with the thinning, but I guess not. Thinning and flattening. Got one more spot there. One more major lumpy area. Let's see. Gotta hit it pretty hard in order for it to go. Do it. Yes. Okay. Ouch. That worries me when I hit it super hard and nothing happens. It's going to be difficult to run those really big percussion flakes. They've got to be predictable, or they're not going to look right. If you're just doing random flaking and expecting it to look right, that's where some people mess up. They say it just doesn't look right. Well, you've got to be able to plan these flakes out somewhat consistently. Okay, I can do the rest with light percussion. I think it's still thick enough to where I can make bold flaking preliminary flakes for the notching. That little area right there is bugging me though. I wonder if I can do one big old flake as a preliminary notch flake right into that area. Let's see. Oh, brother. Here we go, here we go. It went into the area, but not far enough. So how about another preliminary notch flake the other way? Alright. Did it do it? Almost. It's gonna get too thin if I have to keep doing this. I could try and pick that out or knock a flake in that direction. See, the preliminary thinning flake is not in the right spot. This is in the right spot, but that one isn't. So I was really trying for that. Really trying hard to get that, but I should have hit lower. I don't know why I hit so high. Let me try hitting this way into that area. Did it do it? I think so. I'm still needing a preliminary thinning flake there, right? I did something weird to the edge there too. Let me think here. Yeah. Oh well. I think I'm gonna mess up that one. But I might be able to get it on the next one. Alright, so mess up that little notch, but I can get it on the next notch. Okay, so where are the notches going to go? They're going to go... They can go pretty low on the blade. Let me mark this one. Yeah, that's about the lowest that they can go. So if I send a preliminary flake in this way, on this side, I think I got it. Yeah, that one. I went too low on that one, right? Or no? The notches are kind of narrow on a lot of these, so I may have messed it up already. Because the notches look like they're going to be wide. We'll see. It's crackly. It's not being nice. Normally it would be nice, but oh well. Raw stone, what do you expect? Okay. Can't expect too much. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to work on these notches. I gotta look under the camera so you guys can have a good view while I try to maintain the symmetry. And try to get a correct look on this. Alright, let's see. It's not narrow enough on this side. Yeah, try for the good pop out. It looks all right, I think. All right. All right, another good pop out. Sometimes these notches will sweep upward, I think. I look at the pictures. Bold flaking, right? Bold flaking on these. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'm a little bit lopsided. So I have to trim the tip that way. No big deal. I lost a bunch, right? Or is this... No, this is not the long one. Alright, so continue on the next segment.